Hi friends, welcome to my channel L Professor. Today in this video we are going to see about Seaborn datasets. Seaborn provides a set of dataset implicitly for us to explore and get familiar on the plotting techniques. Before we start exploring the dataset, we'll see a brief introduction on what a dataset is, data objects, and what are the different types of data attributes. Come on, let's get on to a video. What is a dataset? A dataset is a collection of similar data objects. A data object is said to be an instance of representation of a structured entity. Each data object contains a set of attributes which defines the structure of the data. For instance, a college student register is considered to be a dataset, and data object is a particular student's data. And that data will have a set of data attributes such as name, student ID, and email and address, which defines the structure of the data. A data attribute can be classified into two. One is categorical and the other one is numerical. Categorical data will always contain a text data or a binary data like yes or no. It represents the name of a city or name of a person. And there are two subtypes like nominal and ordinal data type. And when it comes to numerical data, it contains a numerical value, which could be a ratio or interval data. Having the introduction set, let's explore the Seaborn dataset. First thing, we'll have to activate the virtual environment, then followed by activating the Jupyter Notebook. Once the Jupyter Notebook is activated, we'll create an instance with a Seaborn environment kernel. Now we need to import the dependent libraries. So here we are going to use Seaborn and Matplotlib, then NumPy libraries. Once the libraries are imported, we'll set the style of a Seaborn plot. So I'm going to use a white style which gives a white background. Then I am also going to use a palette mute, so which is a default palette that Seaborn provides us. Alright, now let's see what are the default datasets that the Seaborn provides. So in order to see that, we'll use a method getDatasetNames, which will list us what are the default datasets that are available in Seaborn. Here we go. These are the list of datasets that are available in Seaborn, and we'll use Anscombe Dataset. Why Anscombe dataset is, Anscombe is an interesting dataset. It has got 4 quadrant, and all these quadrant will have similar mean and standard deviation. But if we look at the data in a numerical form, it represents similar data, but when you visualize that in a plot, we'll have a different visualization. To load the Anscombe dataset, we'll use load dataset, and we pass the Anscombe name as a parameter. It will give us the data frame as an object. So we'll see what type of data object we've got. So when we use type method, we'll see the type of object as a data frame. So that's basically a pandas instance. And first thing, when we explore, we'll have to see the information about the dataset, which gives us the total number of entries available and what are the different columns and column types. So this gives us a fair idea of what the dataset is about. And we'll also use unique method to see how many different groups, subgroups are available in the dataset. So as I said, there are 4 quadrants available, and each quadrant has got 11 data points. So totally there are 44 data points in the dataset. So next thing, we are going to explore the statistical information about the dataset. For that, we'll use the describe method, which gives us the statistical metrics such as min, max, and all the 5 summary data, along with the mean and standard deviation of the data. So these are the information about 2 attributes, x and y. So we've got 5-point summary as well as mean and standard deviation. So now let's split each and every quadrant and see what are the statistical metrics. I'm using ilog method to slice the dataset and see from one point to a certain point of data. For example, here from 0 to 11, how many data points are available? From 11 to 22, what are the data points? So I have sliced the dataset into 4 groups just to check the statistical information about each quadrant. Here we go. So we've got 4 quadrants statistical information. But the interesting thing is, look at the mean and standard deviation. They are all same for all the quadrant. Now let's use count plot to visualize the data counts across all the 4 quadrants. So count plot is basically a frequency plot which gives us the information about how many number of data points are available in a particular category. Yeah, here we go. So we've got a count plot on total x values. So if you see the data point at 8 just got high numbers rather than comparing to other data points. And when we apply hue, so we can see the distribution across different quadrants. So we can see that the 4th quadrant has got only 2 data points, 8 and 19, and it does not have other data points, whereas for other quadrants it has got an equal distribution. Now let's use scatter plot to visualize the Anscombe data. So in scatter plot, we'll have to pass 2 coordinates x and y, and I'm gonna use Anscombe as a data, and here I'm gonna pass the first quadrant, setting the color as red. So now let's see how the plot looks like. So we've got the scatter plot where all the data points are plotted in x and y coordinate. Now let's create plot for other remaining quadrants. To create plots for remaining quadrants, let's use subplots. So I'm going to use subplot of 2 by 2 matrix, so which creates 2 columns and 2 rows. And we can set this axis which section we'll have to create a plot. So I'll create 4 scatter plot for each quadrant. So for second quadrant 11 to 22, and third quadrant 22 to 33, and the remaining data points. Change the color of markers. Similarly, changing the position of plot by changing the axis. Then I'll use tight layout to use the space properly. Here we go. So look at the plot of a data point. So the first one has got a even distribution of a scattered plot, and the second one has got there is a curved line, and third one has got a straight line, and fourth one everything is arranged in 8 data point. So this is what I was talking about. So we should not just blindly go with the statistics metrics, because all these data points have got the same mean and the same standard deviation, but when we plot it, we can see that there's a difference in each and every data point arrangement. So we'll also see how the linear line is fitted on this data point. So if you look at the linear lines, all these linear lines are fitted on the same data point at same position. That's all about this video. I hope you like this video. Please click like button and share this to your friends. And also, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.